46 into. Ho, 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 ho. Still making it. Randall, what's up? South Jersey, how goes it? Ryan Thiel, Jeremy on the YouTubes, what's up? What's up? What's up? I am still trying to fight off the crud. I think I'm the lone ranger at the house. Ryan, I wish I could add pictures. I've got the mock-up pulled up on my computer right now. Randall, I'm getting some baits prepped to paint. That's the plan. Yeah, the bean had a temperature 2 days ago. The baby had a temperature this morning, and the bean pretty much just wanted me to hold her all day yesterday. So what I didn't get from Amy, I'll probably get from the bean. But and the baby was in the guest room, and I stayed in the guest room, and I had to get her this morning at 12, 3, and 5 each time she woke up. So if I dodged a bullet from Amy and the bean, the baby's likely to have gotten me. But if I don't get shit from them, I'm just like immune to the shit. So let's just hope that's the case. But I have my doubts. We'll see. We'll see. Got this little magic swimmer. It's going to be a blueback, and then I got these flat CBD 20s, which I've never been a fan of. As good as Lucky Craft medium divers, like I'm a huge fan of the 1.5 DD. As good as they are, I've never felt like Lucky Craft's deeper divers matched the effectiveness or the action or whatever as their shallower diving baits. I never felt like they had a shining star in the deep diving category. These are all the WEC colors from Ollie's. Do y'all have Ollie's store? Do y'all have an Ollie's? Never heard of it. It looks like they got pretty good prices on things. Ollie's. Marty Burns, what's up? I will say before I Jeremy, no, I've got it prepped and ready. I had to make it pretty so I could mold it, but I haven't molded it yet. But I had it's ready now. But so before I got on here, I was sanding some swim baits, and I heard this is exactly how how you end up down a wormhole. This is my path down a wormhole. So I was like on Facebook or something, and they hit me with a video of like this little one of those like School of Rock bands, like where it's like younger kids that are like really really good musicians, and it was one of those videos, and they were covering uh, 46 and 2 by Tool. So I was listening to it, and I'm a big Tool fan. Not a super fan, but I've listened to a lot of Tool in my life. So when I was listening to the lyrics, I was like, I wonder what Maynard said right there. So I go from little kids singing 46 and 2 at School of Rock to a lyric video to read the lyrics of 46 and 2. So they start talking about like, I'm reading the lyrics, and then I like read a comment, and the comments talking about all this like, you know, what the shadow means and all this kind of shit and like ego and all this stuff, and it sends me to this other video that's like explaining like the third eye and all this shit, and it's like just like talking about doing like DMT and all this shit. I'm like, it was really like deep and like dark, and I was like, what are you doing here? Like this is just really bringing me down. So I had to like uh there's just lots of like really like deep thinking shit, and I didn't want to be anywhere close to like taking my brain there to try and like process it. So it's like I'd spent way too much time reading. I was like, get me out of here, dude. I don't want to read this. um Finally got a break from the rain. Ooh, thanks, Marty. I'll be excited to paint them. Kyle, I don't know that Tool's ever written a song I don't like, but they Maynard's an odd guy. And I've also gone down the like Danny Carey has all these weird time signatures, and I've gotten that's a little more easy to for me to like take in. Um, uh, which I don't fully understand it, but I can listen to it easier than some like ancient uh, whatever you'd even want to call that. Uh, yeah, Marty, we're there. We are there. It is summertime here. Kyle, I am not a drummer. I am a guitar player. But um, in my adolescent mind, when I was 11, 10, got into music, I was a big Jimi Hendrix fan. Um, my I wanted to play an instrument, and the first thing I wanted to play was drums. Um, so I started thinking about it, and I was like, man, you got to get this big ass drum kit, and I really can't like for whatever reason as a 12-year-old I was thinking about traveling with my drum kits like when we went out of town. And the funny thing is like growing up, we never went anywhere. So it's not like I traveled anywhere. But I guess I was thinking about like going to my grandparents like maybe over the summer or something. It's like, oh, I couldn't take my whole like drum kit. So I started thinking about it, and I was like, well, maybe guitar is better because I could just take a guitar. So I started there. I went guitar. Picked it up at 12. Still playing. Don't play enough. I played a lot when I was in Austin because there was guitars everywhere where I painted, um, and everybody down there played guitar, so you could just pick up a guitar and somebody play with you. AJ, the qualifier, what's up? Tell us a story. Kyle, you're an engineer. I'm sure you have some sort of musical instrument that you dabble in. You're probably a bass player. I feel like guys with big brains have like playing bass. Uh, Big Red Bass. Which blanks are you referring to? Uh, if they're plastic, they're just molded into the body. Marty's are not through wire. Um, I only know a couple people. Uh, how are the trebles connected? Uh, Travis Dearman, what's up, dude? Let's see. I still don't understand. Blanked day 3. Was your boater really sucky? Why didn't he let you take over? Because you would have known what to do, right? Did that conversation ever happen? Bass, sax, and drums. I knew that before I even knew you because you're a numbers guy. You're a numbers guy. So you're into percussion and percussive like things. Most guitar players are not. AJ, do you think you could have won this tournament had you been in control of the front? Do you like sax because it's basically like a fretless instrument that you have to like rely on your ear more? Didn't adjust. Used to produce beats. I even built a studio in the shed and have all the MIDI controllers. Just didn't like it. It was a little depressing, not gonna lie. You didn't like just sitting there like in your studio, like all blacked out, like just like with headphones on, like completely alienated. I had a blank break and the wire connected to the split ring was crimped around the plastic body. Send me a picture of that. I've never heard of anything like that. I don't know what that would be. But guys out there will put some crazy shit, so you never know what's gonna be floating around out there. Guys will sell anything. Court, Travis, who'd you rob? Who'd you beat up? Randall, take it easy, dude. Thanks for stopping in. Travis, are you a cop? Are you the police? We got a damn popo over here. Oh, you're an enforcer. Building enforcer. The enforcer. South Jersey, I would certainly agree that as soon as somebody figures out you're good with producing some music, you'll get all kinds of scallywags, for lack of a better term, showing up at your doorstep. I'll pass on that. Yeah, I'd like to know what blank that is. Kyle, I'm not going to lie, when we were in the construction world, the engineers and architects were the world's worst to deal with, because they could, most of them, like you got good ones, but most of them thought that if they could draw it at their desk, that it like made 100% sense in real life, and for the most part, a lot of it didn't. And that was a big issue. I did see Ray Scott passed away. I was very sad to see that. I looked up to Ray Scott a lot. I feel like Ray Scott was Ray Scott is the reason that, like, bass fishing for the last, until he sold bass, like the reason that people look back at the glory days of bass in like the 90s is because of Ray Scott. Like he was the face of Bassmasters. He did everything. Like people followed bass because of Ray. Like it wasn't that bass fishing was that cool. Everybody just loved Ray Scott and bought into Ray Scott. So um, like the weigh-ins and all that stuff, like it was awesome. But yeah, it's a shame. That is a shame. He almost hit me with his car one day. I think I've told this story before. It was at I was going to weigh in at a tournament in Old Hickory in Tennessee. And I walked out from behind a car, walking through the parking lot. And this dude in this Lexus SUV with a Whitetail Properties or Whitetail something, one of his, whatever his Whitetail food brand was, like came flying through the parking lot. And when I walked out, I like met his car and I like hit on the hood so he didn't like keep going. Looked up, I'll be damned. Ray Scott looked at me and went. I said, well, can't be mad at Ray Scott. But if you're going to get hit by a car, might as well be Ray. Won a pistol. That was a good day. Travis, I didn't know that about Ray. I didn't know that. I've never heard those. That claim. Speaking of Wormerins, do y'all watch? Y'all know who Unknown Henson is? If anybody knows Unknown Henson, I will be very surprised and impressed. Later, Travis. Have fun in court. See Bass Hall. What you doing? Marty, there are tons of crap mountain blanks. Go get them. Go roast their ass. Now 46 and 2 stuck in my head. 46 and 2. Kyle, you play that kind of stuff? There's old Casey. What are you doing? Lucky Crest Clear Cut really smells funny. I'd like to know what they use. I'd like to know if these manufacturers over in China are using like legit like stuff, like if their stuff comes from like PPG or like stuff like that, or if they're just getting like some just whatever dumped off a truck and like just poured in buckets. Jeremy, I didn't. Somebody else did and sent them to me. They were $7.99. They were $1 off. It says their this wasn't a sale. This is just the price. It says their price $9.99. Our price $7.99. I would really be interested because I've seen videos of this like a couple of operations over there. Like I saw I want to say it was a video of I still can't find the video, but I know I saw it. It was where the Teckle frogs are manufactured, and it looked like they were made in the damn sewer, dude. Like no shit. Like a dude was pretty much sitting on the ground, and he had like these pillows with all these frogs on them. And when you think about like Chinese sweatshops, like this is exactly what you would imagine. And the guy was like sitting on this old dirty ass floor that looked like it was in a sewer, and he had an airbrush, and he was spraying it, spraying these frogs, and all his paint was in like Gatorade bottles. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And like, when I imagine like where your baits are getting made, that's pretty much what I imagine, and it was accurate. But a lot of these places I see, um, but I think these places on like Alibaba, you have to look because like if they say they'll sell you like these blanks and they say they're a trading company, then they're not a manufacturer, so they're going somewhere else to get the baits made. And I'm guessing those trading companies probably get lots of people to like send them money to like have a bait made or whatever, and they just outsource it to those people in the sewers like painting frogs, and it costs 10 cents a frog and they're charging $4 or whatever. But it's pretty funny. I'd like to know the yeah, these are cool colors, Jeremy. I mean South Jersey. Do they still sell these? I thought these were limited edition to Simmons. I thought Simmons had these made. They sell these WEC colors at the hookup. Kyle, I probably have to throw it to my man Casey at 6 cents, even though he ripped off my crawl. Dude posted an Instagram picture on the 6 cents page like years back and was like working on a new crawl pattern, and it showed a stencil in the bait, and it was like a 100% knockoff of my crawl. Like the lines were nearly identical. It's like, you dick. Make up a new one. Make up your own. I like Lucky Crafts, honestly. I've always been a huge fan of. Oh, they did their own colors. I've always been a fan of Lucky Crafts paint. The thing about Lucky Craft is they have staples. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that 6 cents has a staple. Like, I think they're they're too early in the game to have a staple color. You know what I mean? Like there's Lucky Craft colors that everybody rips off because they're good and they catch fish. I don't know that. Like the early 6 cents shad colors were badass, like the thread fins, and you see those getting ripped off by some like up and coming companies. But I don't know. I don't know. What do y'all think? Who makes the best? Who has the best stock paint color catalog out right now? Jeremy, I haven't tried the Vega Frog. I've got my own. I got my little stash of swamp donkeys I still throw, and I don't throw a poppin' frog that much, and that's kind of like a hybrid one. I heard they're real good though. I would probably buy one, but I don't really need one. AJ, you're kind of right. That company probably does have the best paint jobs because they ripped them off of me and they ripped them off of you. So you could be right. Didn't think about that. You are right. Does the actual type of manufacturer of the paint matter? The paint, not so much. The only difference is the paint you'll typically, I mean, the type of paint, yes, but they're all using solvent-based paint over there. But the clear coat would matter to an extent. But it depends on how they do production. You know, they might need their clear coat to flash off in 3 minutes or whatever for their production. They might, like, it all depends on how they use it. Which is the part that interests me, like how they go about doing. Like if they, like, are they spraying one like is there assembly line like 2 people clear coating? Do the baits? I'm assuming these baits get 1 coat of clear. I can't really see the time being wasted. The time being wasted between coats that you would need to wait, unless, like I said, they've got some like super fast flash time that's like, I don't know. And they could, I don't know, but I'm assuming they just get 1 big heavy coat and it shrinks a little bit and they're done. Like I said, I'd like to see this batch right here, Marty, is nothing. This is you're looking at it, 4-pack and a Magic Swimmer. But yeah, certain clears are better than others, for sure. But that's what it makes me wonder. Like, are these manufacturers? I'm sure they're using whatever's the cheapest. Like, I seriously doubt they're like outsourcing the greatest clear coat that they can find. But that being said, there is a foil manufacturer that you see on like the foil you see on the side of crankbaits and stuff. There's a foil manufacturer you see on a lot of baits made in China, and that foil manufacturer is right here in the US of A. All these Chinese bait makers, plants, factories, whatever, buy their shit from over here. Couldn't believe it. Darius, what's up, man? How's Kentucky Lake treating you these days? Fish about to be out on the ledges, and all will be good. True, Kyle. I don't want to sit around and wait on that shit, but the way I do it, I don't have somebody sitting beside me blasting baits going, hurry up, you dickhead. You're like, clogging up the assembly line. Because you sprayed 1 extra coat, now there's like 50 baits backlogged behind you. Like I said, I would love to see that. Kentucky Lake making a comeback. I can hope to see that. Kyle, you ever seen Tool Live? Twice. Was Maynard in the front or the back? Oh, funny. I wonder what this is. Somebody sent me these. Well, it's a thread fin color. I don't know who makes this bait now, but it's supposedly really cheap. I used to be able to buy these. I used to buy these to like practice paint on. I guess somebody liked the body and had a manufacturer a painted bait. Huh. Dude says they're good. Let's see. Man, oh man, oh man. I think I'm gonna paint some of these old hook lips for sport. Anybody interested in these? Front. Ooh, good. Good. If anybody wants to try these, they look odd, but I've got a handful that I'll paint. And I will offer to you, nice gentlemen. Or you say no, I keep them for myself. No big deal. I've never used the Berkeley Frenzy Walker. Brian Thiel, it's a knockoff of an Imakatsu IK 180. And it has this weird curved bill. And it's probably my favorite mid-running crankbait. Problem is, they sell shitty. People don't like the bill's too weird. People don't like it. People don't want to buy it. And they're just like, no thanks. They're thinking, painter, just paint me a damn Lucky Craft 1.5 looking thing and make me happy. Quit with all these goofy baits. It's not a goofy bait. It's a very, very, very good fish catching bait. Call. That's not ugly though, dude. AJ, you can't tell me that thing's ugly. I don't think it's ugly. So that's the same thing when Jimi Hendrix played the Star Spangled Banner at Woodstock, and you see the Dick Cavett interview where Hendrix is getting interviewed by Dick Cavett, and it's like, what do you think about when people say that your rendition of the Star Spangled Banner was what words did he use? Maybe like irreverent and unorthodox, and he's like, oh, I thought it was beautiful. Same with these things. Some people think they're ugly. AJ might think this is ugly. A 3XD is hideous, dude. It's like the sloth from Goonies version of a crankbait. Like the eyes are like back here. Like when the 3XD was born, the mom of the 3XD had like a real bad drinking problem. It's about a 6-foot diver. How many do I have? Let's see. How many do I have unveiled? See, I don't think a wiggle wart's ugly. I can see where people would. I think a wiggle wart without paint's pretty ugly, but a stock storm crawl, it's pretty nice. I have, it's not many. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. So, Rich, you like the 3XD? Looks can be deceiving. That's That's the whole deal with this thing. It looks dumb. I'd like to know how they sell in Japan, like how they do in hey you guys. Marty, I've never tried. I throw it on 15. It's not that it really doesn't though, because it wobbles a little wider. It doesn't want to because of the way the bill shape. It doesn't. Its job is not to find the bottom or like peak diving depth. It just kind of scoots. It doesn't want to like go like down. It just kind of. It's like the perfect blend of like wobble that like gets through cover compared to like getting to depth. Two inches? No. Where's my measuring thing with all them little lines on it? I mean, it might. If you wanted it to get 8 feet, you might could get it to 8 feet, but I'm not. Oh, you could probably put it on 10 and get it to 7.5, 8, whatever. But I think it's probably the same as like a RC 1.5. I mean, you say 6 foot. I mean, for that case, you could throw it on a 4-pound braid and probably get it to 12. You know what I mean? Like, where does it end? Where does it end? What's the average fishing line that somebody throws? What's the standard? Like when they put the size, like the depth on a package, what is that based off of? 12-pound test? I don't have a clue. Kyle assumes 12. Dickie D, do you know? When they put the recommended depth on a crankbait that it will dive, is that based on 12-pound test line? Rich would say 12. Big M thinks 10. AJ assumes 10. Dickie D, that's what I'm saying. Wherever they feel like it. Yeah. I like that answer. That's what I'm saying. So I guess we can all agree to disagree. Or maybe that 11-pound test would be the standard. Marty, that's what I'm saying. Like, what is it? What does it really matter anyway? You know what I mean? Like, how many people are buying a crankbait that they look at the package and they're like, this says it goes 8 feet deep at its maximum. I have one pebble in 8 feet of water that I must hit with this bait. And they go out there and like throw at that one pebble and try and touch it. Allowing them to dive consistently from 10 to 20 feet. That's a good legal answer there, Dickie D. Maybe when I get a bait out, I'll just put on the package, dives to, whatever you feel like. Whatever you think. You tell me. How do you think that would hold up in the retail market if it said tackle craft, you know, sloth 1.5 DD, dives 2, whatever? The Crew, I like that with a K. For every inch of lip off the nose of the bait, I get 6 to 7 feet of depth. Yeah, colder, warmer, density, that makes a difference. The tactical crank from River to Sea is 0 to 18. Pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. I guess they figured out that it's dumb too. I guess if you're in a store shopping and you know you don't want to fish in this much water, but you'd probably want to fish in this much water. Like, you know, that, I mean, this isn't going to go to like 20 feet, but I guess they have to give. Do people still? I guess the moral of the story is: do people still look at the package and like see the bait, or like say a ugly ass 3XD or whatever you want to look at and be like, how deep does this go? How deep does this go? And then they say, oh, it goes 9 feet. Nah, not for me. Not for me. I would really love to have Dickie D confirms. Yes, people do that. Like they really need it written out for them. I grew up pulling plugs for walleye, and my dad kept his dive arc charts in his old Plano. That's pretty badass. What is Megabass bait? What do they give you? What they base their ratings on? Yeah, I figured that, Dickie D. I figured that. You got to state the obvious. I think especially in retail. I would love to be a hidden camera. Wonder if this can be done. If you went into like a Dick's Sporting Goods or like a Academy or a Bass Pro Shops, and you had some weird bait, and you could put like a camera on the wall and see people's reaction to it. Megabass specifies that they will suspend at 70 degrees. That's their spec. Oh, I was thinking this morning. I think about some weird stuff often. I was at home and I was thinking, I wonder what the last big bass caught at Lake Biwa was. South Jersey, you know that? You keep up with this JDM shit a bunch. What do you think the last giant bass at Biwa was? Kyle, the record, did they give that dude the world record? It's like 22 pounds. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, Dickie D. It seems like for a lake to have produced a 22 pounder, uh, you would think there'd be like some 18, 19s swimming around getting caught, especially considering the guy was live baiting. Uh, I don't know. Maybe it's in a decline. AJ, what's the name of that place? Uh, something like, didn't it sound like Native American? The name of that lake? Something, it's like something Arrow or what's the name of it? It's a tie, Ryan says. Interesting. Okoboji. Spirit Lake. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Uh, is it a smallmouth lake or is it a, do they have large heads in it? Okoboji. Where is that, Dickie D? Isn't it in Iowa? Or somewhere weird? Spirit Lake. Got both. Is that in Iowa? Iowa, yeah. Dickie D, have you ever been there? AJ, have you ever fished there? Kyle, what do you think the Bassin world would do if I used the Fibonacci sequence to create a crankbait? Probably shouldn't say that online. Somebody will steal it. But luckily, there's only 3 people here. Try to make it a couple times a year. I've often thought about it, Kyle. I was thinking more on the. I would apply it to the scaling, and maybe like some shit like that. I don't know. Oh, 28 to win last week, and I think 20 bags over 18. Oh, South Jersey, I didn't. Let me look on the. Let me look over here. Ibisu. Ibisu. Ebisu. Ebisu tackle. Uh, 6,000 acre lake. Is it a grass lake, AJ? How are the accommodations on this place? Is it like out in the middle of nowhere and you got to live in a tent, or is there like a cabin or something to stay at? A guy used a hidden sequence in a tattoo to win Ink Masters. That's cool. I'd like to see that episode. Is it on the YouTubes? Um, you probably could. You'd have to get creative though. You could probably put it on top of the bait. Netflix. Oh, so it's a get out there pre-spawn before the pleasure boaters come and launch their boat. That's probably why it's so good. It sucks so bad with boat pressure that people just like give up on fishing and the fish go unmolested for like years or months. Dude, that's like Austin. That's what you do at Lake Austin. You go fishing in like December through like February, March, and then by this time of year, all the wake boats have stirred the place up so much you couldn't. I mean, you can't. It's just annoying. I could probably look up a picture of that tattoo, probably, Kyle. No, Dickie D, they're riding around pontooning, booze cruising, wakeboarding 12 months out of the year, I guess. Ooh, that is true. I didn't think about that. That's kind of how this is. We don't have a lot of pontooners. Everybody goes to the boat, goes to the beach. If you started at the eyes, oh, yeah, interesting concept. Very interesting concept. I've always wanted to do something like that with tackle craft, like have this really weird, uh, like puzzle that was like in everything I did that like nobody knew about. But then like maybe somebody would like pick up on it like throughout the website. You'd like see things that led you to this and like, but I don't have time to do that. Nor do I have the brain power to construct it. Um, I'm Morgan. I'm fixing to paint some of these just for shits and grins. Hello, what's up, sir? When's the next derb? Hello, not much. Just talking about the Fibonacci sequence. Just another Monday. Sunday. Where's it at? Okboji? You wish it was at Okboji. You know what's called? Morgan, I haven't. I got some primer on it, so I could get all the little, try and smooth it out as best as I could. AJ Hella says he's going to a better lake than Okboji, so you can suck it. He said his lake he's going to took 5 for 31 Sunday. Eat it. Was that is that green fish or brown fish or a combination platter of fish? The crotch goblin, have fun. All green. Ooh, even better. Even better. Second was 23. South Jersey. That's a shame. Uh, Dickie D, what does a man use for tarpon bait to catch a 150-pound tarpon? Like a pogie or something? A damn 2-pound pogie? Big fish was 6.8. So what stage would these fish be in, Hella? Are they going to be pre-spawn, I'm guessing? Or are they going to be near the bank? Your first guess. I'm assuming stuff's still pre-spawn. A 3-inch dead thread fin. No shit. Never would have thunk it. Pre-spawn. Did you go pre-fish? Or are you just going to go show up and do the damn thing? I'd probably say I had the most success not practicing. I mean, what if they had all if they had all 6.5ers, Dickie D, that math would add up, right? What's 31 divided by 5? What is that? 6.19 or something? Yeah, I said they had pretty much all 6s. 6.2. Yeah. Clones. Like I remember, I won this tournament one March. It was a big one. It was like 150 bucks, and the river was like really, really dicked up. And I went out there and practiced the day before it, and it was cold. The river was flooded, but it was falling, but it was still like out in the woods. And I got one bite all day, and it was an 8-incher. And my fishing partner said, "Where are we going?" I said, "I guess we're going to the only place I got a bite yesterday." And he's like, "Oh yeah, how big was it?" And I was like, 8 inches long. And he's like, "You serious?" I'm like, "I mean, where else are we gonna? I mean, what else you want to do?" And he's like, "I don't know." And I was like, "It's a good area. Like, I don't mind going there, but I just didn't have anything better to do, so it didn't matter. Like, I didn't catch any fish anywhere else, so like, you know what I mean? So I I loaded up, took us up there. First pass, 4-pounder. Second pass, 4-pounder. Third pass, 4-pounder. Fourth pass, 4-pounder. Went to the next little spot that was kind of similar up the river. 4-pounder. 20 pounds in about an hour and a half. All because of one stupid 8-inch bass. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? And the other saving grace that day was that my trolling motor batteries were bad. So when I dumped the trolling motor in, after the first pass I made, I had it on like 70, and my prop was like, It's like, dude, this blows. Luckily, it was cold, and we needed like it saved us that my trolling, because I would have fished over those fish had I been fishing fast, like with a full trolling motor. That was the other saving grace, was that my trolling motor died, and it forced us to like fish super slow to try and like save trolling motor batteries. Hella, AJ must have sensed you, so he switched. Yeah, Morgan, I'm the same way. I try not, like, I don't ever catch fish in practice hardly. I just kind of like to go out there and get a few bites. But I know if I see big ones, that that's not good. Not good. What's up with the South, dude? Like, you got all these lakes up north that like have really short growing seasons that are like smoking the South. Like, as far as like pumping out big fish. I won't say smoking the South, but back in the day, that was never like a thing. It didn't seem like. Maybe just word didn't get spread yet. Hella, Dickie D wanted me to say thank you. You saved him a lot of money at Omnia. Thanks for the save. Dickie D, what'd you pick up? I guess that's the difference, Dickie D. That those like in the Coosa chain and like all the places that used to be like badass that would pump out bags like that, they just get abused. Zebra mussels. Dickie D, Hella said his wallet's getting fatter by the minute. Thank you. You got tungsten. Kyle's got bad zebras in Montana. We got them in Austin, or they started showing up back when I was living there. It was so stupid though. Like that was one thing that like Texas Parks and Wildlife or whoever like really screwed the pooch on. Was the zebra mussels, because they started showing up and they started sending out these like reminders to like wash your paddle boards and all this kind of shit. And it's like, dude, like we're seeing signs of zebra mussels, and like they were like a year too late. Like when their action was a reaction. It was not proactive at all. It was terrible. It was terrible, and they didn't do anything about it either. AJ, they'll drain them to kill the zebra mussels and then fill them back up. Hella, I'm the moderator here between you and Dickie D. He says, tell them to stop making it where you can only use it once. Or he's going back to Tackle Warehouse and using Bateman's code. Hella said he's bluffing. He's bluffing. AJ, you've got Denny Brauer. That's all that matters. Denny Brauer is from your home state. Enough said. I don't care how shitty your lakes are. Man, we got all kinds of dialogue going on over here at the YouTube. Hella's inviting AJ to go on a fishing trip to Big Stones. AJ have the stones to go. Dickie D, I hope the jig is making a comeback. Or do you mean the Denny Brauer jig specifically? Or just the jig in general? Uh-oh. Broke the tip. In general. Is that from your quarterly review, Dickie D, or is that just from word on the street? All black with white puff? Ooh. Dude, you can't tell me that's not close enough. Oh, word on the street. I don't know that I'm going to do embroidery again. It's a pain in the ass and it's expensive. I might do patches. AJ, just do it, dude. Just do it. I've been gone for almost 2 weeks, watching the kids. Then like I said, the wife had the the plague, so I was out even more because of that. We got another recommendation for white. I don't honestly. I'm like Pigpen. So when I look into buying this kind of stuff, I don't necessarily always go with what might look the best. I try and choose what looks the best that will look good, dirty as shit. Because I know if this was white, it would be orange now. It would look like ass. Um, so, but there's a certain uh, group of people that I forget are not as gross as me. Kyle, I don't like washing my hat out. They never feel the same. They're never the same. I can't do it. I'd rather throw it away. I'd rather throw it away and get a new. Travis, that's because all you throw is top water. All you throw is top water and occasionally a 1- and a Terminator. That's understandable. I could probably bleach this hat and it would look badass if I put this, or not bleach it. I could dye it. I should take one of my other ones and drop it in black dye and see what it looks like. You wouldn't be able to see the camo. Maybe I'll experiment, or just quit being a douche and order hats. AJ, you need to get to painting, bro. I wish I painted that much, AJ, to where I could just or I wish I made that much money painting to where I could just take off months at a time like you do and go fishing. Never wash a hat. That's what I'm saying. Never be the same. If somebody can pass on a way to wash a hat that makes it feel like I didn't wash it, I'm all ears. Yeah, usually when it's time for me to wash, I just throw it away, or I don't throw it away. I just throw it in the corner and get a new one. That to me means it's time for another hat. Now it's easy because I just use the same hat. But back in the day when I was like a one hat guy, it was a pretty big deal trying to find what was gonna follow the hat. I had a Stihl chainsaw hat I wore forever, and it finally got to be that one was like gross, and it hurt to get rid of the chainsaw hat. All right. Six. Maybe I'll just save these for me. Maybe I'll just paint 10. I'll just paint 10 of those. I'll save these 6 for myself. Cap washers, or you can get a hat cleaning kit, which is like shoe cleaning kit. Interesting. Ow. Oh. Hurt. Kyle, you're probably right. And then I'd be really broke because nobody'd send me any baits to paint because they'd be like, that's dumb. It costs the same amount to get baits painted as it does to get my AC worked on. Travis, mine. I don't know where mine is going. All mine are destroyed. Like I don't have a nice hat collection. Like I've worn all my hats to death. Mike, VMCs, most of them. 9651 short shanks. Mike came out blazing. What hooks you on your baits? $96.51s, number 4s, generally, or 2s. That's the only size I keep. I might have some 6s somewhere, but Travis, I can't do the flex fit, dude. Those things are like nails on a chalkboard to me. I had a Seattle Supersonics hat that was the hat looked so good. I looked past that it was a flex fit when I was a kid, and it was a badass hat, but I couldn't handle the flex fit. It just felt weird, dude. I don't know how to even explain that. Like it not being perfect every time I put it on. You know what I mean? Like it felt like it was something wrong with it every time I put it on. It wasn't like the same hat that I wore like the week prior. Dickie D, I would say I don't know. It depends on the bait. I would say a large portion do. But there's probably certain baits that I've painted, like some of the real hardcore like crawfish stuff, bluegill stuff, like the stuff that looks like artsy. You know what I mean? I don't think a lot of that stuff gets fished, but some of it does. I've seen guys fish that shit, but I think a lot of that stuff is falls into more the collectible side of it. But I don't care either way. There's certain stuff that I prefer that somebody would buy out of appreciation for the artistic side of it and not fish it and just keep it to look at because I think that's cool rather than going out there and throwing it and like breaking it off on a damn log somewhere. Part of me, you hear guys say, oh, don't buy my shit and fish it. Like I don't care. I'd rather some of it stay alive and stay like intact and be like a mantelpiece or something like in their little fishing room or whatever. I'm certainly okay with that. But you never know. You never know. There was some. It depends. You go in spurts. Like I have guys that that come through, and they're like fishing stuff. And then you have guys that come through that buy a shit ton of stuff that is never going to get fished. It's hanging on the wall. And I like both, because there's some, like I said, there's some stuff I do that I look at and I'm like, damn, I hope this doesn't get fished. Um, some stuff I don't care. Uh, I think the majority of it gets thrown a little bit though. It's really funny. Like I had a guy send me a picture of a bait, and he's like, "Did you paint this?" I was like, "Yeah, probably 8 years ago." He's like, "Man, I catch the shit out of him on it." I'm like, "You still got that?" He's like, "Yeah." Uh, Kyle, maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to think what I would underprice. South Jersey, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Um, is when I have guys send me a swim bait, and they have very, very, very specific, like, colors, or like like how the bait's painted, anything. They like have a way they want that bait painted. They're like, make this color darker, make the head like this, make this like, you know, they have like a damn spreadsheet of all their little bullshit they want done. And so, and I'll see these guys ask for all this shit, and then I get like on like Swimbait Universe, and the dude's like selling the bait like 2 days later. I'm like, you didn't even throw the thing, dick. Like, why like burn my ass up to like, do all this very specific stuff when it's never going to hit the water? And if you're planning on selling it, nobody knows what's going on anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't have mattered. Uh, wouldn't have mattered. Screw it. I'm painting these other cigs. Kyle, I don't know what. I must have had a really bad like brain fart when you said lake trout, and I didn't know what you were talking about, because I certainly know what a lake trout is, but I don't know what I was. I don't know what I read or heard, but I still, like I said, I've never understood that part. Do lake trout taste good to eat? You know that South Jersey, that one baits guy from Japan? AJ, if I take off a week in June, it is certainly not to fish for lake trout. We're going bass wrangling somewhere. We're going to Berkeley to tell them their baits smell like shit, and then we're going to their pond in the backyard. Hella, I think AJ has been trying a new clear coat, and I think he's not using proper ventilation, and it's been going to his head because all this lake trout bullshit he's spewing is total absurdity. Um, I don't know who this guy is. He's probably not going to show up on my chat anymore because we talk about bass too much. I'll have to start a lake trout segment just for AJ. So you fish for Lakers, and 2 to 4 pound smallies are the bycatch. Is that what you're telling me? Oh, Darius, he's on YouTube. Um, uh, I was watching the One Baits guy. He was doing a live stream this morning, and it made me. It warmed my soul because you know those Japanese guys, most of their shit looks like totally flawless. And I was watching him clear coat a bait, and he clear coats in halves. He has his baits in two sections, so he clear coats the head and then clear coats the tail. Uh, he was clear coating the tail section, and he dropped it on his damn desk, and he went, "Oh!" He was trying to like blow it off. He wasn't clear coating him. Sorry, he was spraying like a pearl over the belly. Oh, dude, it made me feel so good. I'm like, God, you guys are human. It's good to see you do this kind of same kind of dumb shit we do. Lake trout eat slammers. That's interesting to know. AJ does think he's a damn lender. AJ, you need to take your quantums and your Lund and go get that multi-species shit out of your system, and then report back. This ain't Angling Edge, bro. Flying Lake. Listen to this bougie son of a bitch. Oh no, you can hop on my Horseshoe Customs prop plane, and we'll go. I'll fly you into this little lake we like to hit up. We like to go fly into this little lake. You know, we got some property in Canada on. Of course, the fish are unblessed because we own all the property around it, and we don't let peasants fish on our property. So, yes. Doug, what they have on the Delta this weekend? I didn't see any results. What one? I don't print money unless I'm in Canada, remote fishing at my lodge. That's where I print my money, and then I fly back home. Ah. I don't know. I don't like the cold at all. I used to love it. Like my favorite conditions, like down here, were like in the 40s, piss and rain. Like that was my favorite time to like be out fishing. And now I don't. My body doesn't do good in the. No, they don't leave Lund up there. They fly it in on a helicopter and drop it in before he gets there. Hella, something is going on. This is not adding up. Doug, I mean, Now that I think about it, Doug, I read that the weights were like good, and I didn't think about it, but this is the first weekend that the water hadn't been out in the woods, so there was probably any lake you wanted to go in, like up the river, they were probably smoking in it. $1 in Canada is 1.25 roughly. AJ's got something going on. We're not buying it, AJ. We're onto your tricks, but we want in. We want in. All right, guys. I'm gonna go. It's 3 o'clock. I'm gonna go. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll mold this. Maybe I'll go paint a little. Probably mold. But I've probably got the crud. I've probably got the plague. So. Hella, just go. Just go work for AJ, and he'll buy you like a Tesla X to drive home. That'll drive you home. So when it's a tough day at work, you can just like have your uh, Tesla drive you home. Yeah, I'm gonna get to work on these probably tomorrow. But I think I'm gonna go mold. Yeah, or take his plane home. All right, guys, y'all be good. We'll do this again tomorrow. Hopefully, if you see me tomorrow, I'm healthy. If you don't see me tomorrow, I've probably got a fever and the plague. So fingers crossed, no plague. All right, adios. Discard. All right, YouTubes. AJ, go count your money, you dick. See ya.